Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. I read the Daily Mail so you don't have to. Anyway, we're going to start with some culture. Who fancies some culture? Poetry. This we're going to the court case of Ryan Giggs, who's in court at the moment. He's accused of using controlling coercive behaviour and assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Kate Greville. And during the trial yesterday, they heard some of his literary work. It was some amazing couplets that we need to experience. So I'll give you culture. No one else gives you culture. So shall we start? Here's one couplet that he wrote. My darling Kate, unequivocally, our love was fate. I fell in love with you at first sight. I remember, 'cause I was high as a kite. That stomach, those abs, those pictures you send so I can keep tabs. Controlling coercive behaviour. Remember, these are some great couplets. You make me feel funny down there, especially when you're there and you look up and stare. This is almost like Rick the People's Poet quality of poetry. You are my soul. You make me hard as a totem pole. I mean, this is one reason why you don't assault your partner, and because you don't want to end up in court with your poetry being read out. I think we'll stop there. But yeah, if you do search it out, you'll it's very embarrassing. I wrote a poem once, a love poem for the missus. Ended up being published in a book of poems, love poems. I've dined on that. I've dined on that for years. It's been great. Yeah. That's all you need. You need one poem published in a book of love poems. I did that. It's on the shelf somewhere, and so I don't have to worry about Valentine's Day ever again. I just go, here you go, tap the book. You don't believe me? I have to find it. It's on the shelf somewhere. You don't believe me? Why wouldn't they believe me? Let's see if I can find it. I bet I can't find it because there are books everywhere over here. Oh, that's lucky. It's on the shelf. See? In this book. See that? I've got to find it now. There it is. There's my poem. See, look, there's my name. See? There you go. Dined on that for years. Freeze frame it and you can read it. Or you can go and buy the book. There you go. No, yeah, I know I can do anything, whether it's amazingly badly recorded music or YouTube videos or even love poetry. I'm there. See, I'm constantly surprising you, aren't I? Constantly surprising you. The missus is giggling. Apparently there's a big Apple panic at the moment because there is a security flaw that threatens everything we hold dear. Apparently billions across the globe scramble to update their iPhone and Macs as Apple has revealed that hackers can take control of your devices and access your bank account. Thanks, Apple. Luckily, I'm always constantly updating it. I'm one of those, I'm almost addicted to updating things. It's like, I've got to have the new update. So if you've got an Apple device, whether it's a Mac or an iPhone or an iPad, or even the watch, they reckon is suffering from this security flaw. You need to do it. So it affects iPad Pros, iPad Mini 4, iPad Air 2, and Macs, and that are using Mac OS Monterey, which is I think the latest iteration. I think the other one's in beta at the moment. But so here's a lovely infogram so you can see. Look, those are the devices that are affected. Basically, most of Apple's ecosystem at the moment. So, yeah, here's another headline here from the Gigs, the Gigs poetry thing. You are the jam in my donut, truffle in my pasta, and the salt in my tequila. Fantastic, isn't it? I don't know who Vogue Williams is. Apparently they're a model, and she's angry. Why is she angry? Here she is with Spencer Williams. Again, I don't know. I don't even know who these people are. Who are they, and why is she angry? There she is with her kids. Ah, nice kids though. She's angry because she accidentally booked the wrong seat on a plane with Spencer Matthews and their kids, and they're going to return home from Gibraltar. And on her podcast, she slammed a passenger who wouldn't swap seats with her. Oh, he's a Made in Chelsea star. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And so she, on her podcast, she was really nasty about this person. She said to the air hostess, "Have you got another aisle seat for this bleeping piece of bleep over here?" Yeah. She's not very nice. Again, that's entitlement for you. What if they didn't? Well, again, I'm one of those fussy people. I like a. Depends. Well, sometimes I like a window seat. Sometimes I like an aisle seat. You know. I don't think you want to move. Good news, everybody. The price of a pint could soar to £14 by 2025. There you go. Good news, everybody. Transport for London staff are striking again. Apparently, yeah, a lot of the tube and bus network is out of action because there's a strike, but it's a Friday. Everyone's working from home. It doesn't matter. So, but yeah, Sadiq Khan, Star Trek reference, has been talking about the recent spate in murders, because we had that horrible case of the 87-year-old who was murdered for the charity money that he'd been busking for. But Sadiq Khan says the 6 London murders in 4 days is due down to austerity cuts in police and youth workers, and claims he's got one hand tied behind his back in the fight against crime. He also blames the rising crime on the weather being too warm. It raises the blood, makes the ire in the blood rise, apparently. I don't know, is that scientific? I don't know, but it just shows you just how useless he is, because he just makes excuses for everything. You know, we shouldn't have a mayor. I was annoyed when they announced it at the turn of the millennia, and we had Ken Livingstone as the mayor. We don't need a mayor of London. You know, it's just more expense. We pay out expense all the time for useless people. You know, effects of lockdown could be causing more deaths than COVID, because the ONS, that's the Office of National Statistics, reckons there's more than 10,000 more deaths in a 5-year average being recorded, and they reckon because again more people are not going to the doctors. You know, there's this fear. You know, COVID has caused lots of people to avoid, you know, being checked up and that. They reckon that while 469 deaths recorded weekend in August the 5th, 469 of them were COVID related. The remaining 881 have not been explained. Now again, there'll be many with their tinfoil hats on saying, "Oh, it's the vaccine and all this stuff." But no, there are a lot of people who are not getting their health checked. You've got people who have missed cancer appointments because of the lockdown, and it's all racking up now. Or maybe it really is the vaccines that are killing us all off. But yeah, they're trying to they're trying to figure out why there's this rise of deaths. Yeah, they've got 10,000 more deaths unrelated to COVID than have been recorded in the last 5-year average. So it's about just over 1,000 people, nearly 1,100 people a week dying more than usual. And yeah, again, with everybody waiting to get into hospital, and there's more queues because there's a backlog. It's probably along those lines, But yeah. Good news, everyone. Bitcoin plunges for the 7th day in a row. It's dropped by another 5% to a 3-week low. So if you've got your money in Bitcoin, you should be more like me and just buy guitars instead. Just invest in guitars. Now this is the story of Faye Massey and Brian Helliwell. They're both 72. Let's have a look at them. Here they are. Here they are, and they consider themselves animal lovers. Not in that. No, you're being filthy. Not like that. But they were horrified when they'd been reported for animal abuse by a nosy neighbour. Yeah, they got a letter. I guess it was from, I don't know, they got a letter. It was again one of those I guess we call it a poison pen letter from a neighbour who said that they'd been monitoring their driveway to see where their cats had been sitting. Right, and this anonymous person said that they were concerned for the health of the cats because they looked depressed, and they'd been sitting on hard ground instead of being inside in the comforts of their home. And the letter claims that they've reported Faye and Brian to numerous animal rights charities, comparing the abuse to leaving a child on a driveway all day. Well, this is a picture of one of their cats. I don't know, it just looks like he's enjoying. I don't know, does he look depressed? It's hard to tell with cats, isn't it? Is he depressed? Here's another one. It's another one of their cats. Yeah, that cat definitely looks a bit depressed, doesn't it? And there's another one. Look, he's having some grub. Now, some cats are outdoor cats. Some cats are indoor cats. That's the thing about cats, is they're more independent than dogs. I mean, I had my own run-in with a busybody. When was it now? Was it the beginning of July? It was just after I twisted my ankle, so I couldn't walk very fast. I was like hobbling along, and it was warm weather. And Hannah, dog cam, she's available. Dog cam, here she is. Hannah doesn't like the heat, but it wasn't like it was. It was the early 20s, and she was kind of dragging behind me, and I was limping, along. And she doesn't like walking on the pavement. She loves going on the grass. She loves running on the grass. Not a pavement dog, So I've got that. She's just behind me, not pulling her. I'm hobbling along. She's behind me, and this woman goes, "Your dog looks distressed." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" "Your dog looks distressed." So I just kind of shrug and just carry on my way, like you do. And then I go round the corner. I'm a fair distance away now, crossing the road, and this woman got in her car. She's on sticks, mind. She's on sticks, and she blocked me off in the road and kept saying to me how my dog looked distressed. By this time, she picked up the pace. She was heading towards the grassy bit that she likes running on. And yeah, always people getting in your face, isn't there? Always people getting in your face, not mind their own business. You can clip that. So there you go. Meanwhile, let's go to India. This is genius. This is a gang of 6. They're from the town of Banka in Bihar state, and so what are this like up to? Here they are. Here are their pictures. The uniforms might give it away. They're in court because they've been accused of running a fake police station 500 yards from a real police station. And they were going around extorting people, and bribes and fines and and doing fake paperwork, getting them in, do fake paperwork right under the nose of the real police. And they were only caught. The town's real police chief, Mr. Shambhu Yadav, here he is here, he says that the gang was only caught when one of his officers noticed them. They didn't have the regulation firearm, they had a non-standard pistol in their belt, and he went, that's odd, and they pulled them in. And they here it is, it's the fake police station. That's a good ruse, isn't it? So I guess you could say it was a fair cop or an unfair cop, depending on which perspective you're looking at. And here's some footage of Russia's huge tank losses as their tanks are being blown sky high, because it seems like they don't know anything about anything. Russian ammunition warehouse has been blown up. It's great news. Great news there. Just trying to find some more fun stories, and there aren't any. There's have we got any pictures of that? No, it's just a promo to Dr. Pimple Popper. She's got her own show now on TV. But I won't do that because that was just a bit of a promo for that. This is a good story. This is John Andrews, 69. Let's have a look at him. Well, you can tell by the picture. He ain't a good one. What's he been up to? He was a builder, right? But that's not a problem. But he faked his CV. He created a completely bogus CV, and it enabled him to land a top job, series of top NHS jobs. He spent a decade working as chairman of 2 NHS trusts and a chief executive of a hospice, pretending to have a PhD, an MBA, and a history of senior management roles. And he was eventually appointed chairman of the Royal Cornwall Hospitals NHS Trust, ahead of 117 other candidates. He was so good that after 2 interviews, John Andrews was labelled outstanding by a high-powered panel. But he was exposed and convicted of fraud and jailed for 2 years, and he's been ordered to hand over assets of £96,000. But yeah, absolutely bonkers. Here he is. I guess this was on TV, because that looks like ITV graphics, and it was all a lie. I mean, don't they check this stuff out? Don't they say, well, where's your MBA, where's your PhD? And these people, these criminals, are making decisions about everybody's lives, especially in the NHS. Shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. You wonder why everything's falling apart, because I imagine there's quite a few people doing this in high power positions who aren't really meant to be there. And again, we go down to Cornwall, funny enough, and this is the story of David Wakely. He had a fall. He's a prostate cancer sufferer, and he had a fall, and he had to wait 15 hours for an ambulance, and it was so desperate. He had a fall outside that his family constructed a makeshift shelter for him using it looks like a goal, children's football goal, umbrellas and some plastic, in order to keep him dry and warm as they waited for the ambulance to turn up. And this is where we're at. And I bet once the ambulance did get him to hospital, there were queues. So this is why people aren't bothering with the NHS. Meanwhile, in Scotland, doctors are threatening to strike over NHS pay. 80% say they're prepared to take industrial action unless they get a higher pay rise. They've been offered 4.5%, but they want more. But don't worry. If you're on Ethiopian Airlines, be comforted to know that you're in you're in good hands. Apparently, it's been revealed that 2 pilots fell asleep mid-flight. Reported by the Aviation Herald, the air traffic control tried to contact the pilots but were unsuccessful because they were in sleepy mode, and this is the flight route that they were taking over. I think it was over Addis Ababa airport, and they only woke up when the autopilot sounded an alarm. Because it turns itself off. They had it on the autopilot on, and then when it, obviously ready for the descent, it goes beep beep beep. You need to take over now, and but apparently this happens. This is something that happens quite a lot. Aviation analyst Alex Machira wrote, "It's deeply concerning, but this is pilot fatigue, and this is nothing new." Bang on the door every time you go to the toilet. Bang, bang by the cockpit. Bonk, bonk. Wake up in there. Let's get some more court news. Anthony Tutt. Well, he was driving an Audi A3 when he was stopped. Here you go. There's a picture of an Audi A3, just in case you don't know what that is. I don't, because I don't know what. It's just a car, innit? It's a red car, innit? He was driving his red car, see. But what did he do wrong? Well, he'd failed a drug driving test. They have these swabs that they swab your mouth with, and it tells you if you're under the influence of any narcotics. It's all very clever. But yeah, when they stopped him in the Eastbourne area, right? They sent his blood away for testing, and his blood cocaine level was so high, right? It was so high that the lab machines couldn't measure it. How is he walking around? I mean, they found some blood in his cocaine supply. They reckon he could have been at least, they're not sure because they can't quantify it, at least 16 times over the drug drive limit, as the full level of cocaine in his system couldn't fully be tested for. He should get an award, but he didn't get an award. The only award he got is he got 2 hours of unpaid work and a 6-month suspended sentence. Oh dear. I mean, really? That's not good, is it? But he reckons he'd just suffered a breakup and took a big fat line of coke. But yeah, so he's been banned from driving for 3 years, and he's got to do an extended retest, and he's got 85 costs, 128 victim surcharge. I mean, they've kind of thrown the book at him. I just love the machine going ding 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 ding. You've won a prize. Can you believe that? It's amazing, isn't it? Meanwhile, I thought, oh no, it's an animal story. I'm going to end on that. It's a good one. I've actually got quite a few animal stories today. In fact, let's do this one first. For this is from, we're going to Washington State, right? A Washington homeowner spotted a moth. It's an Atlas moth. Here it is. It looks like this. And you go, that's pretty. It is. They found it on their doorstep, resting. And you're going to go, that's a pretty moth. It is. But it has one of the largest wingspans. And it's of 10-inch. It has like a 10-inch wingspan. And the guy put his hand up. I mean, there's a bit of false perspective here, but you can get an idea of just how big this moth is. It's a whopper, but it's more unusual because it's unusual because it's a tropical creature, and it's they reckon it's 2,000 miles away from its natural habitat. So yeah, it's quite unusual how it got there. But yeah, it's the first confirmed detection of the moth in the United States, but they're not sure if it can, you know, survive. So I don't know if they've have they captured it. I don't know if they captured it. I'm trying to find out. No, I don't think so. But they don't live for very long. But their favourite meals include the Jamaican cherry tree, lime and citrus fruits. So it's not going to last very long, is it? In the US, could get a bit chilly. But what a fascinating story. A giant moth. Mind you wouldn't want one of those in your wardrobe, would you? Can you imagine the holes in your underpants? Can you imagine the holes it would make? That one, huge holes in your underpants. But yeah, shall we finish off with another great animal story? Oh, all right then. All right, just for you. We see the tables turned, right? Because normally, you know, when you see these animal documentaries, you know, it's usually the predator that he eats the wandering wildebeest. You know, or it's the lion that takes down the zebra. But this is some zebra. You say zebra, I say zebra. Crossing the river in Kenya. This is they're crossing the Mara River in the Masai Mara, and you can see them. This is. Oh, let me just get this up properly. Oops, wrong button, Darren. Here's that's appallingly bad. Let me just reframe that so I can. I don't know what I'm doing. I've forgotten how to use a computer. Here's some zebra crossing the river. Like I say, it's the. But you see that lump there? You know what that is? Yes, it's a crocodile, isn't it? And as you're thinking, oh God, that can't be good. Can it? No, it can't be good. But luckily, if I can get this queued up again, the zebras get their own back. They actually attack the crocodile. Look at that. Yeah, you could say that the tables have turned, and he actually, let me zoom in. He actually bites the crocodile. Zebra bites crocodile, but you can see that the zebra's back has he's had a bite. That crocodile has had a bite out of him, but he's like, not so fast, chummy. Yeah, there we go. So the zebras bite back, and they got across the river without any further incident. But yeah. But yeah, he takes on the crocodiles while his mates all cross the river. He's a hero. What a brave zebra. He allowed his zebra chums to trot across the river. There you go. So that's the story. Is there anybody in the chat? I don't know. Payne's in. This is good evening, afternoon. That's the day gone. Karen says thanks for your summary. Payne says, good grief, cats want to be left alone most of the time and often prefer being outside. Again, sometimes you have inside cats, outside cats. Cats do what they want, you know. They're cats. Payne says, fake police, must be unemployed fake bank workers. I mean, there's fake everything, isn't it? Dog cam, yeah, you had dog cam. How did they catch him? Was there a suspicious amount of money saved in the Cornwall NHS? I know, it's probably because there was no money left. Drugs machine says one at a time, please. It's like that there. What's the speak your weight machine? It says yeah, one person at a time. And the zebras aren't going to take it anymore. Indeed, indeed. There's a joke in there about changing their spots, but they don't have spots. Stripes. But yeah, I love the idea of the zebra biting back and the crocodile going, what? This is not how it works. Anyway, thank you for watching. I think I've done enough damage for today. I'm slowly killing the channel, one video at a time. And that was the news. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you haven't, I really can't help you. Don't forget, you gotta drink out. What, bit of dog cam? There you go, bit of dog cam. Oh, it stirs. It stirs. It's alive. So yeah, thanks for watching. Drink it up. Have a good weekend. Ta-da.